Hi boys and girls, today we are going to make a Zentangle. This is a super easy practice. It is so relaxing and most of all, it is so enjoyable and fun. So the first thing we're going to need is a square piece of paper. This is actually photo paper. I love to draw on glossy photo paper because it's extra satisfying. You're gonna need a permanent marker, either a Sharpie that is a fine point or potentially a thinner marker that is a little bit of a thinner point. Whatever you have, I'm sure is totally fine. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make 4 dots on the glossy side of our square in the corner. Step 2, we are going to draw a curvy line that connects. When you are drawing on this glossy paper, try your best not to rest your hand on the marker because it does take a little bit longer to dry on a glossy surface. Now we are going to make some tangles where we are going to divide the square up with 3 lines. So I'm gonna start with 1 and I'm gonna go across. Oopsies. This pen doesn't want to work so well. We're gonna trade it out. And then I'm gonna make another one. So I'm kind of going in an X. I'm gonna do a loop. And let's do one more. I've got a big section here. So let's just kind of divide. Boop. That's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to add some patterns. So when I'm considering my patterns, I have lots of ideas over here that you can use to look at. We want to make sure we have a mix of patterns that would read as mostly black. So for example, maybe a pattern that when I first look at it, black is the predominant color I see. You want some patterns that when you look at it, it's going to read as predominantly white. So this one is mostly white with some really light, simple patterns, and patterns that are an equal amount of black and white that kind of read as gray. If you were to kind of blur your eyes a little bit, they would kind of look like an equal mix. And we want to make sure we are making those patterns in different places throughout our Zentangle. So I'm going to first start with a pretty easy pattern. I'm going to do kind of like a checkerboard. So I'll do this one maybe in this section. So I can make some straight lines or curved lines, and I kind of like to play around with even the distance that my lines are together. So I'll make them a little bit closer. I do recommend turning your Zentangle, and if you're drawing straight lines, it's a lot easier to draw them towards yourself than pulling your marker away or across. And I'm going to make some curved lines that go across. Okay, perfect. Now to color them in, I want to make sure that I'm going every other one. So it's a little hard because there's lots of different spaces. I can pick anywhere to start. I'm going to start up here, and the most satisfying thing about coloring on this gloss paper is instead of coloring back and forth, is really just pulling your Sharpie down and making little lines. So satisfying. Now to figure out where I go next, I can go on either side. I'm just going to go finish it over here. So if this one is black, the one below it is white. So it's going to be the opposite. So if this one is white, this would be the one that is black. You accidentally color a block that isn't supposed to be colored, just keep going. The worst thing you can do is scribble it out or try to correct it. Just keep going, even if it's not perfect, because no one will notice other than you. So just keep it going. Okay, so that's my first one. I used a thick line for that. Now let's do one that is with mostly a thin line. And go somewhere next to it maybe, because I want a mix of thick, bold patterns and thinner, more detailed ones. So I think I'm gonna try this one, but I'm gonna take out the little lines just to make it a teeny bit easier. So I'm gonna do this one here. So I'm going to make some large rainbows. And when you're Zentangling, it really is super relaxing and meditative. There's no rushing needed. Just take one line at a time and take your time. Remember, with art, especially Zentangling, it's so much more about the process than the product or the final result. It just so happens that the final result is going to be beautiful, but that's not why we're doing this. It's all about the actual work and the process. So the next row, instead of going right in these little crevices, I'm going to do half of a rainbow, and I'm going to hit the top and go up. And if I hit one of the end of my sections, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm overlapping. So I'm imagining and then putting down my pen again, going up. Okay, that one fit, going up, oh, bumped, and let it go off the edge. And do the same thing, I'm gonna keep going here, going up, imagine I'm hitting it, so maybe I'd see a crevice there. The rest of these, I probably wouldn't see much. All right, let me go ahead and finish this pattern. All right, let's do something a little bit different. This is both a good mix of blacks and whites. How about we do kind of like a weaving one? This is a fun one. Ready? So I am going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 lines and then cross over them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change directions. Okay. And now for the next row, I'm going to change the directions. So I'm going to go curved first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's let one go off the page, and then curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And now for this one, it's gonna be kind of like the checkerboard, but we're gonna do the opposite on the circle. So when you're doing a large area, I definitely recommend using your thicker Sharpie.
It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff in the dark.
Okay, we're all done with our Zentangle. The last thing to do is you can either cut out around the curvy line so that it makes your Zentangle with a permanently curvy border,
Or what I like to do is I like to sign my work in the bottom corner. And the cool thing about a Zentangle is it can actually go any direction that you would like. And I am just going to sign my name. Artists usually sign their name with their first initial and their last name. And I like to put the year so we know when we did it. And that is how you make a Zentangle. You also don't have to do a Zentangle with just a square. If you want to, you can also do it with a rectangle. This is actually just the scraps that I cut off to make my paper square, and it's the perfect size for a bookmark. So you can actually go ahead and Zentangle this as well, punch a hole in it, and then even add a little bit of yarn or ribbon for a bookmark holder.